Right, so as I get warmed up for the lesson that we're going to have in a minute, we're just going to talk about sort of like going off track, because it's quite a common thing, especially, and I feel like the reason I wanted to film this is because golfers of all levels, and especially like, I feel like high handicappers do this all the time. Like, they'll go and have a lesson, they'll work on it for a week, something won't work, or they'll do things wrong, whatever, and then they'll be trying something else the next week. And I feel like it's probably one of the, I say it's like almost up there, like one of the main reasons why golfers don't improve like they should is because they're not sticking to the process.
Yeah.
And they go off track and they go all over the shop,
Yeah.
which is sort of what we've done. So whilst I get warmed up, we're just going to talk about this. I feel like there's going to be some golden nuggets in there for most people watching. So enjoy.
Yeah. I do think going back to that though, mate, straight away, just like first point, I think, obviously I've been a player too, so I understand it.
Yeah.
But I think you've got to understand that a lot of guys have tried going for lessons and maybe haven't had. So it's really hard to get the right balance, because some guys are going to lose trust because they've tried to go and spend a lot of money on trying to get better, and they've realised that it hasn't worked for them or whatever it is. So it's one of those things, really. I think what you've got to do, you've got to find something that works. And I think as golfers, we've got to give ourselves tangible feedback, not emotional feedback. I think that's really important. So like for us, for example,
like your stats done and...
Well, mate, the first thing we spoken about was like, well, to be fair, mate, you kind of won twice in that 2 lessons we had, and you also shot under par majority of the times you play golf. So if you're going, yeah, but emotionally I don't feel this, it's like, yeah, but on paper it says this.
Yeah.
And I think the bottom line is for you, is you've got to decide, do I actually want to be good at this? Am I doing it just for this sake, or do I want a mixture of the two, or like what exactly what it is you want to do? And I think if you say, look, I want to do this, but I also want to get as good as I can, I think for you that would be one of the pieces of advice you'd give you, is that you've got to find something, and when you're getting the feedback that it is working, you just got to keep going with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and
so
I think it's really hard for you though.
Yeah, the reason I went off track, which I've explained on the channel, is just purely, I thought it'd be good to just film loads of content with loads of coaches, just be good information for the people watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, the stuff that did well was obviously the stuff that we did together.
Yeah, well, I don't just think that that's maybe even necessarily the information side of it. It's the fact that people have a legitimate care about how you're doing like in your own golf as well. And I think kind of sometimes maybe that frustration from them of the thinking that you're jumping from coach to coach. It's not that, you said yourself, like we spoken in what, March or April?
Yep.
It's not that you'd gone anywhere else, you were suffering with a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
So you wasn't actually doing anything at the
thing
time.
To factor in. I was,
that's huge.
For like 2 months I was off, and then when I come back I was like, right, what am I going to do to make this YouTube channel work? But I think I've realised that the YouTube channel works when it's just documenting what I'm doing rather than trying specifically to create. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Going back to like the process thing.
Yeah.
So I know you're talking about the mini tour lads compared with, I don't know if you want to talk about this in the video.
It's not necessarily, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's like all of it. It's just some of the experience that I've had is that when you start going out on tour like more often, which this year I've still not really done that much. Like I've probably been to 4 DP events this year.
Yeah.
The thing that's crazy, like I'm analysing all the time, so I'm constantly looking around, and it's almost like you can guarantee on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like you can see that for these guys, one of the big things is being in a routine, because it's mentally and physically draining, like flying from one place to another all the time, and it's like a bit of a circus out there at times, where like you land on a Monday, you've got all the tour vans there's a lot of noise, and then all of a sudden everything leaves on a Thursday, it's back to playing golf, and then they go again. But in that preparation, I think the one thing that's really interesting is that you just look around and guys are doing the same things all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're not really out there. And it's really interesting because the guys that are generally on the range for hours on end are the guys that are searching. But the guys who are playing well, you see them come on, they do the same thing, and they leave. And whether that be technical tidy-ups on a Monday, whether it be performance games on a Wednesday, whatever it is, and it's all just gearing up so that by the time they tee off Thursday, they feel like they've done enough preparation, they've done everything that impacts their scoring the most, and the things that give them the confidence and stability to go out and play good golf. And you can certainly see that, like, because they've got the opportunity of a full season, it's really hard for guys who are obviously trying to make it. Because the problem is that, let's say you're on Clutch, for example, and you've got a 5-month season. you've not got enough money to start the year.
Yeah.
So you tee it up in the first event and you play rubbish. First thing you're doing is going, I've got enough money for 4 events.
Yeah.
I haven't played good this week. I'm going to scrap everything I've done for 6 months and I'm going to try figure it out on the fly and try and make some money back. And you just end up in this revolving cycle. Whereas the guys that, it's obviously easier for guys that have got playing rights, they've got money, they've got all this kind of stuff that they can turn around and
miss a few cuts,
yeah,
stick to what they're doing.
Just every week, doesn't matter if they play good or play bad.
Yeah.
Everybody hits bad shots. Everybody has bad weeks. Everybody has bad runs. Like, it happens. Like, over a 24-week season, you're gonna have bad spells. You're gonna have amazing spells. But I think the thing that gets people back out of those are the guys that go, look, I think we're working on the right things here and I'm going to stick to it. Like, I don't expect somebody to go 2 years playing terribly and sticking to something. That's not what I'm saying here. Like, it's like with us, mate. Like, if in 6 months' time we turn around and go, well, your scoring average is no better, you still got the same misses, that's when you got to turn around as a coach and a player and go, it's probably not working.
Yeah.
Probably time for you to go do something else.
But yeah,
you've got to give it a chance.
Yeah, no, 100%.
That's the first thing, but that comes down to the trust.
When you work with players, a lot of the results come pretty quick, don't they? From what you were telling me recently,
they've tended to, mate.
Like, I got decent results pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, if you look like with Brandon, for example, we started working together. Again, it's easier when you've got players of their abilities, mate, because they're obviously great natural talents anyway. Yeah. But like with Brandon, we did second, first, the 2 weeks we worked together, and then third, and then fourth on the DP World Tour the week after. Then obviously I've recently started working with James Morrison, who used to be on the tour. He's had his card for 16 years.
Now on the challenge.
Yeah, and I think it was the 3rd event that we've worked together as well, and he's won. So it's like, to do that a couple of times has been really nice. But I think I don't know I think the stuff just allows people to free up a little bit and get them moving and stop thinking about everything. And I think it just allows them to go, right, I'm just going to go do this drill. And what you're saying about people doing the things, it's like, I could show you every week so far. Like, since I had the in-person with James a couple of weeks ago, you can go back and look. The last 2 weeks, I've received probably 6 videos a week. And they're of the drills we did at the lesson.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not him going, oh, Liam, like, what do you think to this? Like, I've been thinking this, what do you think to it? And I'm just going, like, I'd rather you not.
I'm guessing you've had that a few times with other players. Like, I know massively. I've done that to you. Yeah.
Oh, massively, yeah. Of course you do. But again, though, like, that's where I commit from a different place, James. And I think, like, you've got to remember, I've done that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I get it more than probably anybody. And I use this term with a lot of the lads when, like, let's say, I don't know, somebody's come in and then they've gone elsewhere. It's like, it's your journey. I said that to you. Like, when we texted about it a couple of weeks ago. So, mate, the thing is, you're on your journey. And it's like, you've got to go and do that self-exploration to go, right, I'm going to try this. Go, actually, that's not for me. Yeah. And then the thing is, then, when you come back again, it doubles that strength of bond and, like, the belief. Because it's like, well, I kind of went to that, didn't work, come back, then you start flushing it again, but then you really believe in it. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're in. And then it's like, right, let's get to work.
Let's go.
Do you know what I mean? And that happens especially with the stuff I'm talking about, James. It's so hard because I had it, like, when I started learning all this stuff from Gary. Do you know what I mean? Like, I obviously spent, 4 years with Gary? 5 years with Gary? And it's like, when you first start learning it, you're going in for a lesson and you go, I've absolutely flushed it. I remember talking to my wife about it on the plane on the way home. She was like, how were your lessons? And I'm like, got to be honest, like, it looks mint. I'm hitting it mint. I got no idea how. I got no idea. Like, it just feels like, what's going on here?
Which can be quite scary at the start, right? Because you sort of want to feel like you're in control. Yeah. To, like, over-manage everything to get results.
Exactly,
but
mate.
In reality, like, it's almost like the other way around, isn't it?
And also, mate, like, I use the term a lot, you've got to give up control to gain it sometimes. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I think that's a big part of it. It's like,
that goes with the whole, like, holding
everything. It goes with mentally, it goes with physically, it all comes together. It's like, we all get under the gun, we all tighten up. Yeah. Which is also a reason why I love this stuff, because it's freeing. Do you know what I mean? So under the gun, it tends to translate better. But yeah, I remember coming, and over the years, you start learning more and more, and you're like, this is amazing. But it takes time to kind of develop that trust of it, because it's so far away from anything I'd ever heard from anybody else. Yeah. I mean, like, I'd seen other drills or, like, and stuff like, but I'd never heard it explained the way that he did. and demonstrate it the way he did, and the instant impact I had when I started doing it. And I've said all along, like, I'm not shy about the fact that he's the biggest input in my golf career, like whether it be playing, coaching, whatever.
It's funny,
and it's
someone left a comment the other day and they said, oh, what you need to do is be more like Liam. He's obviously like seen this guy and he's just doubled down on what this guy said and like never seen anyone else. But you've seen everyone. And then you come to this and it's just,
and I was like,
blown
this is it.
All the rest of it away.
Mate, honestly, the way I explained it when I first met him, it's almost like you're kind of looking up and down the range and you've got a lot of his tour players there and stuff, and they're all like doing these drills and you're like, what's going on here, kind of thing. And then you kind of then start listening. It's like you can't help but go, I felt like I was learning things that I knew not many others were. Like they might have people that are saying similar things, but the delivery of it just completely different. And I think once you bought into that, I knew, because I had experienced everything else, I knew immediately. I could tell by the way it felt. I knew by the way it felt off the face. I knew by how hot it was coming off the face. I was like, this is as free as I've ever felt playing golf. And I'd got to the point in my own playing career where I was like, I felt like somebody put the shackles on me a little bit. And I was like, and I'm stood on the tee box and I would play 15 holes great, but then I'd lose 3 balls and miss cuts. And it was just a bit like I was spending my whole golfing career waiting to miss. Whereas as soon as I learnt this stuff, it was like, right, let's run with this. And it happened very, very fast for me too. It was like, I went from losing my Europro card to playing in my first Challenge Tour event in 5 months.
Do you want to come in?
And
sorry, you keep it rolling, mate.
It's all right. And
just get you out the rain.
And I think the big thing, mate, is like within 5 months, I went from losing my Europro card to playing in it to qualifying for a Challenge Tour event, but then leading that Challenge Tour event, and it was like it happened so fast. And I was like, there's something in this, and I had such trust in it. Then I look at things like in my life that happened, like we had a baby in 2021, she didn't sleep, started going to events later, hadn't practiced for 4 days. Then I'd be like, right, I need to pump balls. And gradually as the years went on, it just got worse and worse because I got back in the cycle of the old stuff I was doing before I learnt it. Not new technical things, but just pumping balls. And I think when I look back at it, it almost just felt like to me, I just committed to, like I did commit to it, but I'd already got rid of all that before I got to it. I'd probably been to see that year, 12 different golf coaches.
Sorry about that, we had to just cut this off because the audio is pissing it down basically.
It's blowing 40 mile an hour winds.
Pissing it down. It's like a storm's coming in sideways.
Good thing is, James, you should be able to play your fade today. The wind's 60 off the left.
So we're just about to get into the lesson. So I cut you off a bit there. So what were you?
No, so basically, obviously, like now you've been and done your thing, and we're back in here. I think the big thing now is just kind of putting the things we were doing back in place initially. Like it's not going to be probably going to be the first lesson over again, isn't it? Because we've got to kind of get you going again, which we've kind of done a little bit of. And then I think what we've got to do then is, because we know this isn't going to be like a one-time thing now, it's almost like we've got to put other things in play for your games. So we're in it, and it's like we're going to get some real core stuff down. If things start to move, we can build up your toolbox around that particular thing that you're struggling with. Then around that as well, then we're going to start building in some serious performance work. So I want you to know when I'm doing this body of work, I'm going to go in the net at the golf club, I'm going to do this. When I'm in this scenario, I'm doing this. And I want you to know what body of work you're doing in each location. So it's almost like when you're in your studio and you've got the TrackMan on, I want it to be more performance-based. When you're in the net, I want you to be bashing the towel and working on your feels and your moves. And I think from there then, once we've got this clear understanding of exactly what it is we're trying to achieve and what it does out here as well, because that's a big thing, James. Like, we've got to make sure out here, you know what shot it is that you find most destructive. And I think we've got to get you to a point where you know, I'm not going to do that. And I think if we can do that, I think we'll be in good shape. You've obviously also got some preconceived ideas of things you prefer to do, or which we've spoke about on the phone back in November.
We'll go into that.
But we can get into
the
that.
long left is not good for me, but
But I think the big thing we're keeping on track, really, mate. I think you've got to trust what it is you're being shown. I think you've got to trust the person that's delivering it to you. And then I think you've got to have tangible evidence to get it back. So whether that be stats on the course, whether it's practice stats from games and performance work we're doing. Because initially you might not, let's say you don't see the scores initially like others have. It's like what you've got to do is you've got to kind of put things that are measurable within that. so that you can see. So if you start off, for example, and you're coming in, you go, mate, my driver's rubbish. If we give you like a driver combine test and we know that we're working on something, and when you first come in, you're hitting, I don't know, 6 out of 20 fairways. If by the time that you then get 2 weeks down the line and you know you're hitting 14, when you get on the golf course, you're going, hang on a minute, I'm 2.5 times as good as I was a week ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, that's where the confidence comes.
Yeah,
So we've got to give you that improvement, but not just in the scores on a weekend. It's like we've got to give it you all the time, where you're constantly seeing that improvement. I think if we can put those things in with the trust in the body of work we're doing, which, let's be honest, every time you're in here, you flush it. There's no reason not to trust it.
Yeah.
You've also got the tournament evidence.
Yep.
I just think with those things, I think that's going to help you stay on track.
Okay, right. So I hope you've gained something from that. The content coming up is going to be really good. Like last time, we just scratched the surface. Really, we had probably filmed 2 lessons.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
We had 1 on-course lesson, but there's way more we're going to go into with like the performance stuff out on the golf course, trying to like measure practice. Like there's just loads of good stuff coming. So subscribe if you want to see the whole journey.
The whole
quote
journey.
unquote.
There you go.
I think you're going to learn a lot, and we're also going to film quite a lot of content that I feel like could be helpful for anyone watching. Not only like filming the bits and pieces about my game, but trying to help other people as well. I'm going to try and do that on a weekly basis.
Yeah, of course, mate, yeah.
For all Liam Robinson coaching content on YouTube, just hit subscribe, because we're going to be doing a lot, as well as tournaments, course vlogs, all that stuff. So yeah, we're going to get into the lesson.
Let's get into it, mate. Yeah.
See you soon.